Bro, see the financial mistakes I've made. You guys, that was why I'm literally here teaching you and trying to put you guys on. I'm back with another episode, and today I am joined by a Wharton graduate, a girl with over 5 years of experience in the finance industry. This girl is so invested in women leveling up in finance, as she was part of the Girls Who Invest. She's also worked at top financial companies including HSBC. Join me to welcome Cynthia Atta.
That intro right there. There's a lot of people that invest and they're teaching people like, how to day trade and things like that. 90% of people have no business stock picking and should just leave that for the professionals. Stick to your ETFs and mutual funds. I feel like a lot of people on TikTok that have been day trading, like it took a while of building up experience, and oftentimes they don't really talk about the losses too. There's lots of money that can be lost as well. I think there are times when it makes sense to leave below your means. I'm such a believer in using points, like so the credit cards that you choose. Yeah, I feel like if you're able to use points, whether it's like upgrading or anything like that, then 1,000%.
But I feel like points is also a marketing thing to like get you to stay loyal and whatnot.
And to be fair, you also have to spend your money to build up those
Exactly.
points. So
You have to spend lots of money to build up lots of fine. They've made lots of money from you swiping your card so many times. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Is It That Deep podcast. I'm doing your host, and today I'm back with another episode. Join me to welcome Cynthia Atta.
I'm yelling that intro right there. Guys, I'm Cynthia. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Well, Cynthia, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. And in Is It That Deep fashion, you need to kick us off with a hot take.
Okay.
So give us a hot take on, like, related to money.
Okay, so hot take finance edition. Okay, this is a good one. My hot take, and I think this comes from TikTok. I don't know if you've been seeing it a lot on TikTok. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but there's a lot of people that invest and they're teaching people like, how to day trade and things like that. But I genuinely believe that like 90% of people have no business stock picking and should just leave that for the professionals. Stick to your ETFs and mutual funds. There's a reason why people literally have careers in that field. So it's like, please, like, I hear it. Like, I feel like a lot of people on TikTok that have been day trading, like, it took a while of building up experience. And oftentimes, you don't really talk about the losses, too. There's lots of money that can be lost as well on the stock market.
I agree. So
let's just stick to the mutual funds and ETFs, especially if you're a beginner. I think that's just the best, like, safest way to dabble in investing.
Honestly, I agree with you as well. I think one time a big thing was like Forex, where everybody was like on Forex and trading and doing all of these things. So you guys, listen to your girl Cynthia. Your girl's giving you good advice. Stick to your mutual funds, ETFs. If you want to, let's say, dabble in maybe some stock options, like make sure you seek reliable advice. Like TikTok sometimes is not where you get good expertise from. I mean, there are some people on TikTok that like are verified and like have their degree and like licenses posted. So I guess those you can listen to, but just someone regular just talking. And oftentimes I feel like you see this happen more with crypto. I know our girls, so it doesn't really come up on ours, but I know all the guys I know are super. I don't know what they're drinking. They're all on crypto. They're all buying crypto. There's like all of these guys who have zero financial background or knowledge telling them, buy this stuff. One time it was Breath. Do you remember the time where all the boys were buying Shiba? Do you remember that Shiba Inu coin?
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, Dogecoin kind of went up and down, but like, I'll say, especially if you guys, like when it comes to crypto itself is very volatile. So you guys don't be listening to what the people online
it's
be
always
saying.
Something like you just talk about Forex, like oh my god, like the Forex era,
I know,
like it just felt so interesting. And then all the like pyramid scheme of it all, like where it's more like, are you recruiting people or do you actually have any knowledge of trading Forex, like all of those things. Like I personally just believe to like just sticking to what I know. Like if I don't really understand it, I don't want to invest in it. And that's what I've always done.
I agree. And if you guys have not figured it out by now, today we're going to be giving you guys some financial tips, and we're going to make it very girl friendly. We're going to go over some girl math, examples of like girl math things that people see and kind of, think through it and, decipher if it actually makes sense or if it's just bullshit. And you know what? Let's actually just kick it off with that. So, tell me if this is real or girl math. The first one is I paid cash, so it was basically free. What do you think?
See, I mean, it's still your money. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I do that too sometimes. It's different when you're swiping your actual card to buy something versus you have cash in your wallet and it feels like, okay, I could do whatever with it. But realistically, it's still your money. Like you took that cash out from your account, so I still think you should try to be financially responsible for that. Definitely your math.
But what about this one? I bought it because I earned points. So you bought something, let's say you have a credit card, you used your points to purchase that item. Is it free?
That one technically could be free.
You think so?
I don't know. Like I'm such a believer in using points. Like so the credit cards that you choose, like I feel like if you're able to use points, whether it's like upgrading or anything like that, then 1,000%.
Well, I feel like points is also a marketing thing to like get you to stay loyal and whatnot.
And to be fair, you also have to spend your money to build up those points.
Exactly. You have to spend lots of money to build up lots of points. They've made lots of money from you swiping your card so many times. So you guys, think of your points as your money as well. It's not really free, but yeah. All right, so I returned something, so I can now buy something else.
Oh, I do this all the time.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. Because I feel like if I already had the intention to spend money and buy something, and the first one doesn't work out, why not try again? Like let's go again and see what happens. So I see it. I mean, I don't recommend just spending to spend. If it didn't work out, like for instance, you had an event, you bought something, it didn't come in time, you returned it. Like there's no need to go out of your way to spend that money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like if I was intending to buy something specifically, like a new pair of jeans, and I had to return the first one, then like please let's go again. Let's spend the money.
Yeah, fair enough. I wore it 5 times, so it only cost $10 each. Like it cost $10 each wear.
Cost per wear.
Cost per wear.
I've been seeing that a lot.
I've been seeing that one. You guys, I even have a take on this one. Like, no, don't try to justify spending thousands of dollars on an item and doing the cost per wear. Like, no, I don't think that's I see it, but I don't think that's just you trying to justify your spend. But like, maybe you shouldn't be spending that much money on that item.
But where I think it makes sense though, because I feel like with me now, like I'm trying to buy less.
So high quality items.
You know what I mean? So if you're buying less, and then like honestly speaking, like if you're going to buy anything that's more quality, like cotton or like those type of materials, they tend to cost more. So if it's a thing where you're in terms of volume, you're buying less, but then you're investing more in like more quality items, then I can see
I agree with that one. Quality over quantity. Because if imagine there's certain shoes that like you buy and like in 10 years, bro, that shoe's still good.
Okay.
That is a good investment. Not like a quick, I don't want to name some stores, but a quick, one of these funny stores, you wear it once, in 2 days, bro, the buckle's out. The shoe does not even function anymore.
That doesn't mean you should buy if you had no business buying that thing. You know your
Facts.
finances. You know what it's looking like.
Facts.
So let's not just justify with cost per wear.
What about this one? I bought 2 because the shipping was free.
I don't know. Like, okay, so this one, personally...
You should just have bought 1. The shipping free is them trying to get you.
And it's also like, I'm not even... Because you know how there are people that if they really like something, they'll buy 2 regardless.
Yeah.
I'm just not like that. Like, I feel like one
I'm like,
or something
I like that sometimes.
Okay.
Like,
I so this could apply to you then if the shipping was free. You don't think you buy 2.
No,
like,
but I don't even know if they mean like 2 of the same item.
Okay.
I think it might just be like you wanted to buy a top, but let's say the top was $25, for example. But to qualify for free shipping, you had to spend $100. So they then bought something else to try to hit the free shipping, and it's like the shipping cost was only going to be $5. Now you spent $50 extra. Like that's not really you saving any money.
You know what I do though? I try to justify sometimes if I maybe have a discount on top of that, and I'm like, okay, like I got a discount too. So if I'm spending more, like it still ends up being ballpark around like a decent price. So I can see sometimes like I do that. Like if I have a discount and then free shipping, is like, I mean, come on now, like might as well.
No, fair enough. So I got paid today, so dinner doesn't count. I think what this means is some people when people get paid, then they'll like maybe splurge that evening because it was payday. But they feel like that's fine. Like that's not being, that's
It's
not.
not real money. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's
definitely
not.
is still their money.
Yeah.
But I do that sometimes. It depends. Like I do like to treat myself like here and there, and that sometimes is also tied to like payday. I'm like, oh yeah, why not? Like let's do dinner or something. But it's still your own money, and I don't think it's a thing where you should be treating yourself for every paycheck. Like you know what I mean? Like if it's not necessary, then no. But I mean, like from time to time,
Okay.
why not?
So now let's actually just get into the real financial advice and like go through popular things that the girls be doing. So the first thing is paying only the minimum on your credit card. Would you categorize this as a green flag or a red flag?
Paying the minimum,
Paying the minimum on your credit card.
definitely red flag. Depending on what that credit card
Definitely red
balance is
flag.
too.
Never pay the minimum. Always pay your full credit card balance. Not the statement. Pay every single thing to the penny. Because they'll make interest on your money. Unless it was a situation where like you couldn't, maybe your finances, and then if you're struggling financially, sometimes going with a credit card is not even the best option. I would say maybe try to beg, if you have friends and family, borrow money from them interest free versus stacking up money on your credit card, because that interest is going to keep growing. And once you're already in a financial pickle like that, that's how they get you guys. That is how they get you.
Yeah, the
Sorry,
credit card interest.
Have you
Really
seen those rates? Never pay the minimum, and oftentimes when you're paying the minimum, you end up paying a lot more over time.
True.
Sorry, Cynthia, I just
No, you were very passionate about that. No problem. But no, I definitely agree. There's no world where you should just be paying the minimum balance on your interest. Because what happens is that when you get the interest, you end up paying double of what you were supposed to pay. So it
exactly.
just makes sense to, as soon as you're able to clear those balances, let's make that a habit. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Period. All right. So, what about having an emergency fund?
This definitely important. But
Green flag for sure.
green flag, but I think I understand people not being able to sometimes, because I feel like this country definitely perpetuates a very very much a paycheck to paycheck type living
Yeah.
with different costs. But I think the best case scenario is to try to have what, like 3 to 6 months emergency fund available for you, because you really never know. I think we've
Yeah.
seen in this time like people losing their jobs or things like that happening. Like you need
A
to make sure
lot.
that you have something to fall back on, because your expenses won't stop for anything, like regardless of the
Facts.
situation. So that's definitely a green flag, and something that I think you can start to build up over time. Like regardless of the income that you're currently making, I think it's important to start to build up those habits to have something saved, no matter how little. So those habits start to grow as you earn more.
I like this one. Buying luxury items with Klarna or Afterpay. I don't know if it's Klarna or Klarna.
Yeah, I hate the concepts of those things. I'm not going to lie. It just feels
You
like
want-
a trap. Like
It's
I
a
just
trap.
feel like they keep finding ways to get people to spend money that they don't have.
Yes.
Like it just feels there's no reason why you should essentially be borrowing money to buy things that are not that important, like clothes or whatever the case is. Like I don't even know
Especially
why.
Klarna, because that's with like clothes. Like you want to buy something on like maybe it's like $20. They say, "Oh, buy now," but maybe you pay like $2, and that's how they get you. And before you know, that item that was $20, you ended up paying $50 because you used Klarna. Because oftentimes, like sometimes they don't even remind you. I mean, I've not used it, but I know all of these things. So I'm not even going to fall victim. All right. What about financing vacations? I mean, because the experience is worth it. You're making memories. You need to travel. You need to explore. You only live once. It's your 20s. It's your best years.
Okay.
Go to Greece.
Okay.
Go to Paris. But is financing these vacations the best thing to do?
Like I just feel like I don't know. There are other things that if you finance makes sense. Like they're additive to you, like if it's education, things like that. But a vacation is a nice to have. Like it's not really an important thing. So
Vacation
the
is
idea
luxury.
of taking out a loan to go on a vacation just seems very interesting to me. Like,
But like your mental health is like, you're in a bad place. You need that vacation.
do a staycation. Go somewhere, go somewhere that's, I don't know, that's more affordable that you could do without the extra pressure or the extra loans. Because yes, it would be nice to go on a vacation, and then you come back and you're like, okay, well, now I have to pay this off.
Okay, fair enough. Me, I agree with your points because like I feel like you're already in bad mental health and then you not put yourself in more debt because you wanted a quick vacation. I feel like it might even make you even more depressed. So I feel like find affordable options within your means. So maybe not taking a loan, but if you have to maybe go to the park, take a walk, like try to do more, cost friendly options versus taking that loan, because maybe go to the park. Like it's very
Go
important
to
that
the
we
park
leave.
versus Greece.
But it's very important that we live within our means. And I understand that because I feel like what we perpetuate is that you're in your 20s, you live once, make these memories. You get old, you lose your youth. Now you're young, you can drink, you can wake up, do dusk to dawn, do dance. But I think that everyone should live within their means. And I feel like, especially in our 20s, we're all building to like how the financial life you are at 21, 20, you probably earn more money, 23, 24, 25, 26, right? Your income increases year over year. But I feel like what people tend to often do is that year over year, because their income is increasing, they increase their life, like the quality
That's
of their
100%.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
So now you move to a more expensive apartment, you've upgraded your car. So like your money has increased, but your savings not increasing because you are spending all the money.
Yeah.
So me, I think I kind of sometimes advocate for living below your means.
Living below your means.
A little below.
That's a
until
tough sell to people.
really, I know it's a tough sell, but I feel like just a little below your means, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel like there are seasons. I think there are times when it makes sense to live below your means. Like, I don't know, if you have a specific goal you're
Like a
hinting
wedding.
towards. Yeah. Speaking from experience.
I know.
Yes, a wedding makes sense. Like buying a house, things
A
like
house,
that. Like
yeah,
I
a
think obviously
car.
there's sacrifices that you need to make in the moment. But if you're in a position where like you're relatively stable, I don't know. Like I would say definitely live within your means. Like make sure that there's something that you're allocating towards saving, something that you have today, like to spend and do whatever you want. And then the emergency funds, everything should be well allocated for. And then, with the discretionary income you have, then yeah, feel free to enjoy with
Feel
that
free.
too.
And that emergency fund, I know we touched on it, but I know you said 3 to 6 months. I always advise people to go 6 months.
Okay.
And if you
That's
like, maybe
fair.
a year.
A year.
Look at 6 months, guys, 6 months.
I'm just a couple.
Okay. All right. So, what about ignoring your retirement account until you're 40? Retirement account, your 401k.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like in
IRAs.
this day and age, it's so easy. Like, a lot of jobs already have that as part of your benefits. So I think the best thing you could do for yourself is to max out to where you're getting the most matching from them. Because, like, I definitely believe in never leaving any money on the table, like, at all. Like
So,
why?
Yeah, never leave any money on the table. So what about like people who like maybe self-employed and like they maybe have a business that they run, they
Yeah.
own a bakery, sell cookies.
They could also do the Roth path.
Okay, true.
They could also look into that. But yeah, to your point, it makes it easier when you have like a 9 to 5. A part of that is already in some ways taken
For a
care of
1K,
for you.
yeah.
So it's harder for people that maybe don't have that to think through like, oh, I actually do have to save for my 40s or for retirement. So yeah, just ingraining
it
that
out.
culture of, even if you have your own separate like brokerage, like investing account, that you know that you're putting something away for you, like planning ahead. Like we'll always recommend that.
Okay. So you guys, if your company offers 401k accounts, make sure you're maxing it out. If you don't understand, like usually these companies have reps that you can speak to. Make sure you're utilizing your company's benefits to the max. There's also HSA accounts as well. Like HSA accounts, sometimes I feel like for me it didn't make sense initially.
Really?
To be honest, I just didn't understand because first of all,
Okay.
I never even get sick.
Okay.
Well, glory be to God. Glory be to God. No, but I didn't really get sick like that. I also did not really like Also, because you also have insurance with your company
Yeah.
as well. So just like, okay, even if the event I did get sick, there's also medical insurance available. So
Yeah.
I just felt like early on, I didn't really see what the benefits
But HSA.
of me to be pouring money into my
Yeah.
HSA. So I think maybe you can expand on the importance of
Yeah.
actually putting money into your
I've
HSA. Now I
always
know
done it.
some of the
Yeah.
benefits.
I've honestly always done it, especially when my companies had that option. And the reason why I always did that was they would have some matching. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah,
that.
they do
Like
have some
they
matching,
put
yeah.
money in that. I'm doing an internship now. My
You've done your
internship was
HSA.
3 months. They gave me insurance coverage to that. I got the
Money.
HSA and I'm collecting the money that they're matching that with. I just
Wow.
feel like, why not? I think you never, obviously, like no one
never
would plan to get
know.
sick. It's helpful to always have at least a pool of money like available for you that in the event anything happens, you've already been collecting money towards like any health or medical expenses. And it's like I said, never leaving any dollar on the table. Like if they're already gonna contribute to that as well, then why not?
Yeah, and I actually like that you pointed out, because the thing is, you could even lose your job, but so far if you have those HSA funds stacked up, it comes in clutch. And aside from that, you guys, if you're filing your taxes, your HSA contributions oftentimes can be deducted as an itemized deduction. Don't say I didn't put you on. that was supposed to be on HSA. Okay, all right.
You start getting them now, or
Yeah, so
Okay.
now I have an HSA and I contribute towards it. But before I was not. I just did not really.
And it also
get
doesn't expire. I feel like why not? Like, there's
What
no
about?
reason not to.
I agree. So what about spending your tax refund immediately? I feel like this only applies to people who get refunds. So people have to pay back. But continue.
Okay, spending it immediately.
Yeah. Like, so we get their tax refund. So certain people see tax refund money as free money.
Okay.
Versus,
There are two extremes though. I've
Okay.
also seen the people that are like, oh, I invested my tax refund and I tripled my money, blah, blah, blah. I feel like there's also that extreme
Yeah,
of like,
that's
oh, let
very
your money
true.
work for you type thing. I think there's a healthy middle. Like, it depends on your financial situation. If, the money came in at a time where you needed it to figure out some expenses or whatever the case is, then sure, like, go for that. But yeah, if you're already good and you know that you can put that money into like your savings or investing, then that would always be the smarter decision there. I think some kind of balance, because the other extreme, I feel like it's also like, okay.
It's too much, yeah. Fair enough. So what about tracking every dollar you spend? Green flag or red?
I don't do that. Maybe it's a yellow flag.
Yellow. Why do you think yellow? You think it's too hard to manage
It's
every
tough.
single thing?
Every dollar you spend. I think I try to at least track bigger expenses. Like, I'm not just going to spend. It depends. Like, if there's a threshold, I'm not going to not think through certain big expenses. But I've never really been the person to track every single dollar. Yeah, I would imagine that in certain situations, like if you're saving towards a specific goal, then you might need to get towards that level. You just need to know yourself. If you're someone that needs that level of budgeting to make sure that you stay within your means, then by all means, like, I'll always recommend doing that. But I just feel like
But every single.
I haven't done that. It'll be
I
tough for me,
recommend-
honestly.
So to be honest, I feel like my answer to this is, I think. So to your point, okay. So I'll tell you should track
I thought
every
you were
dollar.
about to say track
every dollar.
Do you
Now,
track every dollar?
The thing is, so I've not been doing that.
Okay.
So initially, when I first started earning, I didn't track every dollar per se.
Okay.
But I think when they even say track every dollar, it's more so knowing exactly what you're spending your
How
money
you're spending,
on.
yeah.
Like, a lot of us have all of these subscriptions. We don't, like, I'll just go
That's
back and
valid.
when did I even start paying? Like,
Yeah.
what is this? Like, sometimes I will even be shocked. So I think it's like, I feel like there's all these expenses that just come out. It's most of the time it's subscriptions. Even like, I'm not even sure, but I feel like for some reason maybe Chegg still charges me. Nobody even really
Chegg
uses Chegg.
from-
Chegg from back in the day. Everybody's on ChatGPT now. Chegg, only if you're a real scholar, Chegg. But anyways, so I feel like it's not necessarily, it's just knowing where exactly your
Okay.
money is being spent. So like, how much did I spend on ordering food last month? How much did I
'Cause this food
spend on
deliveries be getting you.
groceries? Yes, because sometimes you don't realize that bro, this week you've already spent $250 on takeout
Yeah.
because you bought smoothie in the morning. In the evening, you ordered box of pizza. These costs, sorry, these costs honestly be adding up. So me,
Oh,
I
I
would
see
say
that.
track
Okay.
every.
But
Know what you're spending your money
would you
on.
recommend doing that like month over month, or is that
Month
just
over month.
interesting? Okay.
So I feel like you should do a month. So the thing is, you don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Now, so I feel like at first I used to try to track, but then I wasn't doing it, and I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
But what I do now is I have a specific amount that needs to be saved every month.
Okay.
So I don't need to, but I already have an idea of how much I will spend
Okay.
in a
Because you've already
month.
kind of done that calculation.
Exactly,
Okay.
because I know, okay, to be honest, when I go out, sometimes I spend this amount. So I've put money toward, this is like my fun budget.
Yeah.
Once this fun budget money finishes, I'm no more outside for me.
Okay. I understand that. I feel like I would recommend doing that early on when you're getting into investing and understanding where you're spending your money, what you need to save. But I think once you've done that exercise a couple months, you can then see where you need to cut back. If you're urging your lot to like, oh, okay, something needs to happen over there, or whatever the case is, and then you can then plan your budget. I think it can get overwhelming if you're trying to track every dollar like every month.
Oh yeah, it can get overwhelming. So I feel like the thing is, once you do the first month, second month, you kind of have an idea of how you're spending money, so you can make even a realistic budget. Because I feel like there are certain people that I know, they feel like, oh, they don't meet their savings goals, and they wonder like, oh, how am I not hitting my savings goal? Where is my money going? And I feel like they don't know how they're not meeting their goals because they've not sat down to actually look at what they're actually spending
See
their
where they're
money
spending.
on. Like, and some people, the reason they don't hit their goals is some people have families that they're giving money to. They can't say no. So I feel like just know where your money goes. Assign specific amounts in those categories. And then that way, you have the money you're spending. And once that money is gone, you don't have any money
That's
again.
fair,
So you can hit your savings.
Truly, it will shock you. Your savings goal is going to Uber Eats, it's go and DoorDash.
And DoorDash, honestly. Or guess what? You maybe spent a lot on that trip to Japan that you thought you were only going to spend XYZ amount on. But, I mean, so I know we've spoken about like giving people some advice, but I mean, now you're grown, you've learned a lot, lots of like life experiences, but what would you say is one money habit you wished you had learned at the age of 18? Because we have a lot of young viewers listening.
I wish I started investing early. I mean, I'm not gonna be one of those people oh, my child was investing at 12 years old. He was in stock market. Please. But I don't know. I wish at 18, I think you're at the age where you're, that was college for me. You're getting ready for college. Yeah. Just thinking about getting, I don't know, pocket money from my parents and spending it on things that now it just feels so irrelevant. I wish I knew more about investing early then. I don't think I really started till I started college, maybe about to graduate, through taking a lot of my finance classes and learning more about how to save, investing in the stock market. So I think about maybe I'd have been a millionaire by now if I started at 18.
For real, to be honest, I feel like yes. So I wish that I had more. So I actually started investing when I was 19.
That's good.
No, when I was 18.
Okay.
However, because once I was done with college, I started working at a bank, and they had all these rules about the stocks you own and whatnot. Yeah. I went and I sold everything.
You sold everything?
I sold everything. I feel like that's one of the things I wish I didn't do, because then Bitcoin. I mean, I know I don't really support people buying crypto like that. I feel like you should buy other stocks, but then Bitcoin was literally $10,000.
And you sold everything. I just didn't really trade because it just felt annoying. Getting their approvals. Fluctuates,
but Bitcoin is high now. I feel like, bro, play. Your girl could have been on some stash of cash.
Wait, what was it for you though? Were you just scared that you would make a trade or something that would get you in trouble?
I just thought that we couldn't own stocks. Until later, they were like, oh, you just had to report it. Basically, the process was looking too complex.
It is long.
Yeah. But I think I also did not really understand how much money I was leaving on the table, because I bought majority of those like even during COVID, because during COVID I actually was like, oh, what is this about? I have
Yeah.
all this money. Maybe I should buy some things. And I feel like I would have been swimming in loads of cash now.
That's crazy.
I
Selling
know. So
everything,
sad.
that
That's
was
my one
crazy.
financial regret.
But at least you started investing early. That's good. That's a
Well, but then
plus.
I stopped. It's only just now I feel like I've started again. But I feel like now, yeah, it's just only now I started again, like trying to like invest in like individual stocks and things like that. But to kind of like give them a recap, I think you guys, if you've been listening closely, I know some people are like listening to this and like doing dishes and whatnot. But in summary, what we're saying is, if you're in your 20s, or even like you need to, or even 18, 19, 20, like you can start investing early. You need to make sure you have a retirement account. I always advise going the Roth 401k route. You can also get an IRA account, Roth as well. You need to make sure you have a high yield savings account. Like a regular savings account sometimes has a terrible rate.
Really
So
just
do
does nothing for
research.
you.
Oh my god, I had my money in the most terrible savings account for a long, bro. See the financial mistakes I've made. You guys, that's why I'm literally here teaching you and trying to put you guys on. So a good savings account with a very competitive market rate, high yield savings. Now, you need to have an idea of where your money is going. There is no, oh, I don't understand. Make a budget. Sit down, try to understand where your money is going to, and make a budget that you feel actually works for you. So making a budget does not mean you can't buy Starbucks, you can't like do the things that you want to do, you can't go out with your friends. It's just making sure, okay, out of this $100 I have, I want to save $30. But is it even realistic to save $30 in your situation? Maybe you can actually only save $10, and that's okay. But you need to make sure you're saving the $10.
Yeah.
Or even if it's $5, you need to make sure you're consistently saving that $5 and hitting that goal.
And just a quick thing, I'm such a big believer in automating some of those things. Like if you already know the percentage that needs to go to your savings, just have it do that, like automate it already. Like a lot of the savings accounts, I know you can set that like a
Yes.
specific deposits coming in. So just do that to make it less like, something that you don't even have to think about. And it's seamless.
Yeah.
And
I recently started doing
yeah.
that. Like I have a percentage of my paycheck just going straight to my high yield. I don't
Yeah.
even, and then the percentage that comes into my main, okay, I know, okay, this is my money I can have fun with. Yeah, so that kind of like brings us towards like close to the end of our podcast. But any final statements to our listeners, Cynthia?
Yeah, no, I think you've said it all. Like that was wrapped up really nicely. Like just at least start getting curiosity on what investing looks like, what's realistic investments you can make, depending on what stage you are. I know, some people are not able to invest so much in the stock market. If you're a beginner, or reiterate again, please just stick to the ETFs and mutual funds. There's no need for you to become a stock picker or a day trader. Like people spend years, learning about that. So just make sure that you're choosing safe investments that align with your risk tolerance as well.
Actually, I have a quick question for you, because I know a lot of the people listening to us are like in their 20s, early 30s, and there are probably some people who are looking to further their education, maybe get an MBA. Since you're a student at Wharton, round of applause for that. Can you tell us, like, do you think that investing and MBAs are really expensive?
Yeah.
And on this podcast, we talk about finance, being financially responsible, and I feel like sometimes now there's this like conversation around like, is an MBA worth it? Some people are saying, oh, the percentage is down. Some people are saying, oh, the percentage is up.
Yeah.
But since you're experiencing it currently, do you think getting an MBA is worth the hype? And do you think getting it from an MBA institution is worth it as well? Or could people just go to a regular state school?
Okay.
Ah.
No, because I feel like I keep seeing takes on this subject. Like
Really?
just different sides, all kinds of things.
Some people even say don't go to graduate school, watch YouTube.
Watch YouTube.
YouTube
Okay,
sometimes
sure.
not very reliable source of information, guys. Relax. Okay,
I just
continue.
feel like it really depends on your goals. I don't think an MBA is for everyone. Like I would start off saying that it really isn't. I think there are different reasons you see people coming to business school. one, maybe trying to pivot into something else, or you're, really want to honing on like leadership skills and prepare to become like a people manager down the line. Other people really value the network of business school. So I feel like if you're someone that knows that you really want to make a career pivot, is a pivot that would be difficult for you to make without furthering your getting another degree, then I think you're definitely a good candidate for business school. Some people are already at a good place at their work, they're progressing nicely, they already see the path forward there. So to me, it's like, is that really necessary for you at this stage? So I think it's a thing of just evaluating
Oh,
where you
I
are, what your goals
see.
are. If you're someone that also values like having that network and the classmates, I think that's even a bigger part of the business school experience that people don't really speak on.
I
I think it's
agree.
been really great to just meet people from all different types of industries and have them as peers and potential people in my network is important. And I also say like scholarships, if you're going to go to business school, definitely keep your eye out for any scholarships that's
That you can
available to
get.
you, because that makes the decision a lot easier if you're able to get some assistance, where you're not coming out of pockets with the full tuition, because like you said, it's a very expensive investment.
Yep. Oh, very expensive. I can't even lie. But thank you so much, Cynthia, for coming on the podcast. Thank you so much for the financial gems that you've given us today. And I really appreciate you being here. You guys, please, please take heed to the advice that we've given you. Thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of your week. Mwah.